Over 4,300 years ago, Sargon the Great founded the Mesopotamian city-state of Akkad. In his time as ruler, Sargon's first major conquest would be in his victory over the Sumerian city-state of Uruk. Through this conquest, Sargon consolidated power within the region, allowing him to form alliances and conquer other city-states, eventually uniting all of northern and southern Mesopotamia under one ruler for the first time in history. Over the next 200 years, under the rule of Sargon's successors, the city-state would continue to expand from the Euphrates River into the plains of modern-day Syria, Iraq, and parts of southern Turkey, establishing the Akkadian city-state's position as the world's first empire. At its apex, under the rule of Sargon's grandson Naram-Sin, the empire expanded from Anatolia in the north, Iran in the east, Arabia in the south, and the Mediterranean in the west. The Akkadians' material culture indicates an advanced society characterized by a period of profound new creativity and advancements in the arts, as well as a strong religious belief system. The complexity and richness of the Akkadian society is expressed through their monumental stone sculptures, finely carved seals, depictions of interactions between divinity and man, and indications of large infrastructure and public works projects such as roadways connecting major cities and even an official postal service. Economically, the Akkadian Empire was deeply dependent on agricultural production, relying on trade to obtain other goods which they did not have access to in the region. As a powerhouse of agriculture, the Akkadians were able to exert power on their trade partners and continued to flourish. However, after only a century of prosperity, the Akkadian Empire abruptly collapsed around 2100 BC. At the time of the collapse, there is evidence that the Sumerian people living in the area believed the fall of the empire to be the result of divine judgment. It was believed that the gods were punishing Naram-Sin for destroying the temple of the city of Nippur, and as retribution had sent the Gudians from the highlands to overwhelm the Akkadian towns. However, more recent academia has suggested the cause of the collapse to be related to provincial revolts throughout the empire, increased dependence on nomadic pastoralism, depleting resources, and overpopulation. Although all of these factors likely played an important role in the fall of the Akkadian Empire, they are merely symptomatic of a larger underlying cause, which eluded researchers until the 1990s, when it was suggested that an abrupt climatic change may have played a major contributing role in the collapse of the empire. It is now proposed that 4,200 years ago, at the same time the empire collapsed, there was a massive climate change which plunged the region into a period of aridity known as the 4.2 Ka-BP event. This resulted in a 300-year-long drought in the region, which was disastrous for the agrarian empire, causing the people who lived there to suddenly abandon and never return. Deep-sea core and carbon isotope analysis shows a change in the climate, indicating a period of lower precipitation and all-around more arid conditions at that time, as well as indicating an increase in the dust within the region. In addition to the dryness and dust accumulation, the region was frequently hit by shamals, which are strong dust storms that would have furthered the difficulty of agricultural prosperity. A decrease in water in the region would have increased tensions between farmers and pastoralists, contributing to wider spread conflict between different groups within the empire. Additionally, with decreased agricultural output, the Akkadians would have experienced a severe economic recession, as they would be unable to trade agricultural products for goods which they desperately needed. This would ultimately have led to the mass migration of people out of the most severely impacted regions, increasing population pressures in the surrounding areas, further exacerbating the problems of the empire. In the end, the fall of the Akkadian Empire can most directly be traced to the combination of increased population pressure overtaxing scarce resources, an increase in political strife propagated by the competition between pastoralists and agriculturalists, and a critically weakened economy. However, the critical importance of the 4.2 Ka-BP event and the period of prolonged drought in the region cannot be ignored as one of the main causes of these critical problems. This is one of the first recorded events of climate change being directly related to the collapse of an empire, and highlights the importance that a change in environment can have on destabilizing civilizations.